Sat with my back to a wind-bent tree, hiding from prayers that used to carry me. The world kept moving and I stayed still, trying to outrun what I couldn't feel. But somehow love found the part I forgot, right where I broke, right where I stopped. When mercy found me, I wasn't trying, just breathing through the ache, barely surviving. But heaven don't wait for the perfect time. It showed up gentle, like a whisper in the pines. I didn't kneel, I didn't speak, just let my tears roll down my cheek. And there in the hush of the overgrown, I knew I'd never walk alone. The grace I'd buried under guilt and shame came back to me, calling my name. When mercy found me, I wasn't trying, just breathing through the ache, barely surviving. But heaven don't wait for the perfect time. It showed up gentle, like a whisper in the pines. No lightning strike, no mighty roar, just peace like I'd never known before. When mercy found me, it didn't demand, it reached for me with an open hand. And now I walk where the light still shines, with the echo of hope in the whispering pines. I brought him ashes in my hands, the dreams I burned, the failed plans. Didn't dress them up or make them right, just offered them in the morning light.
Thought he'd turn away, too holy to stay, but he knelt beside me anyway.
He said, "Child, I make beauty from flame, not in spite of the fire, but through the pain. And where I saw ruin, he saw design, grace in the cracks, mercy in time."
I had no words, just a broken sound, but his love held steady on that ground. He didn't scold, didn't demand, he just reached out and took my hand.
Right in the wreckage, he made a start, not with rules, he healed my heart. He said, "Child, I make beauty from flame, not in spite of the fire, but through the pain. And where I saw ruin, he saw design, grace in the cracks, mercy in time.
Sometimes you rise, sometimes you stay, but he's just as close either way.
He said, child, I make beauty from flame. Don't you know I still call your name? So I gave him my ashes and watched him begin, not just to fix me, but welcome me in. I didn't pray, I didn't cry, just stared at the ground as time walked by. The words were gone, too heavy to speak. Even my faith felt tired and weak. But he didn't wait for me to explain. He just showed up and stayed in the rain. He sat beside my silence, didn't force a word, held the weight I carried even when unheard. No sermon, no thunder, just presence so kind. And that's where healing started, one breath at a time. I'd worn my shame like an old torn coat, thought maybe I'd sunk too far to float. But he saw me there, not less, not small, just a soul worth saving after all. He didn't flinch, didn't look away, just stayed right there till the shadows gave way. He sat beside my silence, didn't force a word, held the weight I carried even when unheard. No sermon, no thunder, just presence so kind. And that's where healing started, one breath at a time. Some heal through song, some heal through fire, but I healed through presence that didn't require. He sat beside my silence, never rushed me through, showed me that love stays when nothing else can do. Now I walk with peace I can't define. It started when he made that silence mine. And that's where healing started, one breath at a time. I didn't come clean, I just came home, still wearing the shame I'd called my own. It didn't bring promises, didn't pretend, just a soul too tired to defend. But the door was open, the light was on, and his arm said, "Child, you've been loved all along." He didn't ask for answers, didn't need my plan, just pulled me close with nail-scarred hands. And in that moment, I finally knew I was never too far for His grace to come through. The porch was warm, the night was still. I stood there trembling, heart unfulfilled. But mercy doesn't wait for a rehearsed reply. It runs down the road with tears in its eyes. And He met me there like a father should. No lecture, just love that understood. He didn't ask for answers, didn't need my plan, just pulled me close with nail-scarred hands. And in that moment, I finally knew I was never too far for His grace to come through. Some come running, some barely crawl, but He welcomes the lost, bruised and all. I didn't come clean, I just came home and found in His love I'd never been alone. Now I walk in light, no need to atone, just grace that says you're already known. The only bridge I had left with a heart full of reasons and a suitcase of bad, but out in the dark, through the guilt and the wrong, I saw that porch light. It was still on, didn't know if I could knock on that door, but grace had left it open before. The porch light stayed on through every night I ran, like mercy was waiting with outstretched hands. No questions, no shame, just a place to belong. I came home to love, and the porch light stayed on. I stood in the silence, afraid to believe that someone like me could ever be received. But the welcome was warm, and the past was gone, 'cause love don't flicker, it just shines on. And the truth I'd feared for far too long was that I never left where I belong. The porch light stayed on through every night I ran, like mercy was waiting with outstretched hands. No questions, no shame, just a place to belong. I came home to love, and the porch light stayed on. There's a light that never says no. The porch light stayed on like a cross in the night, a quiet reminder of never lost light. So if you're wondering, just follow the dawn. There's a place for you, and the porch light stays on. I watched the sunrise take its time, creeping through the trees like an old hymn rhyme. Felt like my soul was moving slow, still wounded from things I don't let show. But heaven don't rush what it means to heal. It walks at the pace of something real. 'Cause no one hurries grace, it waits with care. It don't push or shout, it just stays there. Like rain on dry ground, like a hand held tight. Grace moves steady through the longest night. I used to think I had to prove to earn the love I try to soothe. But grace don't bargain and it don't break, it just keeps showing up for mercy's sake. And when I ran out of strength to try, grace pulled up a chair and sat by my side. 'Cause no one hurries grace, it waits with care. It don't push or shout, it just stays there. Like rain on dry ground, like a hand held tight. Grace moves steady through the longest night. Can fall apart slow, and that's just fine. Grace don't leave, it walks in time. So if your healing feels like a desert road, know you're not alone with the weight you hold. You're still on the way, and that's no disgrace. 'Cause heaven never hurries grace.
Used to think grace grew in polished rows, in whitewashed chapels and Sunday clothes. But I found more healing in an open field where the weeds still bloom and the scars don't heal. He didn't ask me to clean up first. He met me barefoot in the dirt. 'Cause love don't grow where it's easy and neat. It finds its roots in the mess at our feet. And somehow he made this wild soul room right there among where the weeds still bloom. I tried to hide what I'd carried too long, till mercy said, that's where you belong. Not for perfection, not for the show, but for the heart he already knows. And now I see in the gentlest way he built his garden where we stray. 'Cause love don't grow where it's easy and neat. It finds its roots in the mess at our feet. And somehow he made this wild soul room right there among where the weeds still bloom. Even thorns can cradle grace, and broken ground is still a holy place. So if you're wandering, tired and bruised, thinking your story can't be used, there's a Savior who leaves the room for beauty to rise where the weeds still bloom.
I tried to cover every line, patch the places that weren't fine, but you never asked for painted masks. You saw me and loved me through the cracks. Not the strength I tried to fake, but the softness where I break. You knew the fault lines under my skin, the stories I buried deep within. You didn't flinch or turn away. You stayed with me, you chose to stay. I'm not just known by perfect acts, I'm known by the cracks. There's beauty here I never saw, and brokenness that brought me raw. And you, with hands so sure and kind, called every scar a holy sign. You didn't heal what made me true, you made a home right there too. You knew the fault lines under my skin, the stories I buried deep within. You didn't flinch or turn away, you stayed with me, you chose to stay. I'm not just known by perfect acts, I'm known by the cracks. And maybe grace was never meant for polished saints or full of sin, but for the heart still holding on
sin, the stories I buried deep within. You didn't flinch or turn away, you stayed with me, you chose to stay. You made a masterpiece from what I lacked. I'm loved, I'm healed, and known by the cracks.
I prayed for the answers, but nothing came fast. Just long, quiet nights, and questions that last. But somehow in stillness, not in control, He started mending what sorrow stole. Why didn't see it, not right away. Grace was working while I stayed. I was healed in the waiting, not in the rush, not in the moment. Storm turned to hush, but in the slow and steady, unseen hands, God was holding what I didn't understand. Thought healing meant walking strong and restored, but sometimes you heal on the cabin floor with no big revival, no mighty sign, just peace that whispers, you're already mine. Turns out He works in the quiet and small, and He never once missed a tear that would fall. Was healed in the waiting, not in the rush, not in the moment. The storm turned to hush, but in the slow and steady, unseen hands, God was holding what I didn't understand. If you're still waiting, take heart and stay.
The Savior walks slow, but He don't delay. I was healed in the waiting, down on my knees, not with quick answers, but gentle release. Now I carry peace that time couldn't steal. I was loved